Myron gains life in danger after calling Puerto Ricans the N-word of the Hispanic community. Say, bro, I don't know if he know about them Puerto Ricans, dog. They don't play. They don't, especially in New York and places like that, dog. You don't want to be on the bad side of the Puerto Ricans, dog. They will hunt you down like a dog, bro. I'm telling you what I know, man. Out there in New York, bro, they had dudes scared, bro, terrified for their life. That's the wrong group of people to play with. God damn it. Hit the sub button, y'all.
It seems that Puerto Ricans must have pissed off Myron or something like that. So let's talk about it. Now, I'm not going to be editing none of his clips in because honestly, that's going to be too much effort, and that's more effort than I'm willing to waste on Myron of all people.
The likes of Myron.
Now, Myron brought up a couple points, probably bad ones, probably, I'm not really sure, honestly. Talked about how our national language is English because we're American, which no, it's not. It's actually, it's Spanish. Just, just in case you didn't know. Talked about that our flag is a bastardized flag with a triangle and a star, and that our flag is inferior to the United States. Hey, look, I really don't care about the inferiority complex, but brother, the United States made the Puerto Rican flag illegal for decades, and I mean decades. It was a felony, by the way, and the Puerto Rican flag is actually older than the United States flag that you currently have right now. Then I guess something about us having national pride is such a problem to him, saying that, oh, you're not your own nation, you're a property. I'm like, no, actually we are our own nation because we do have our own government. We are not a state, and even though yes we are a colony, we're a colony, the IOC, Olympic Committee, and many other nations recognize us as our own nation. I don't know, it might be a jealousy thing. I'm not sure.
Myron Gaines and people like
yeah, dog, dude just racist as hell, dog. Like, he is trying to tap dance for his friends and stuff, and we know his friends don't look like me. We know his friends don't look like him. We know his friends don't look like Puerto Ricans. We know what his friends look like. His friends probably share the same sentiments and the same ideologies as him. And he was probably taught this by them. So when he's bent over by them and he's getting paddled on the back and he's laying in his bed with his little friends, we seen the images, dog. He gets great joy out of being validated by them. It's crazy.
Myron are these immigrants to hold a mirror up to the community. And it shows just as black folks and other groups how powerless we are. He spews hate speech all the time, and he just gets away with it. Nobody has the power to stop him from doing this or get him banned, or like some of the things that he said about black people has been very disparaging. He first started with the Fresh and Fit, and he would bring women onto the show, and he would totally disrespect women, especially black women. And when black women would come on, he would play the primate music, the primate sound effects. He would do all kinds of things and say things about our community. Yeah. He walks around scot-free like nothing, like it's just whatever, right? He can say anything he want to say about black folks. Nothing ever happens, right? So at some point, Fresh and Fit channel got demonetized. They were on the show crying and everything. And now he jumped into politics. And he knows the more controversial he is, the more views he gets, right? So he starts copying Charlie Kirk's thing out of Charlie Kirk's book after Charlie Kirk was unalive. He goes to these college campuses and he tries to debate people. He's not that intelligent, but he goes and he tries to debate people. And in his debates, he would still say disparaging things about black Americans and minorities, right? Different groups. He would have a whole bunch of disrespectful stuff to say, especially about FBA Americans, right? He has his battles going back and forth with Auburn Preach, right? But this time, in his battles with Auburn Preach, he got into something with the Puerto Rican community. And he's going at it with Puerto Ricans, and he's saying some very bad things. Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans. My mother's Cuban. My father's FBA, right? Born and raised here in Philadelphia. Raised by my father on my FBA side all my life, right? But I have a Cuban mother. And, he was saying some very disparaging and disrespectful things, right? Look at this.
Porto, I hate to say it, and since you guys are American citizens, you guys abuse welfare. Honestly, Puerto Ricans are basically Hispanic blacks. Yo, let's just call it a million. Puerto Ricans are Hispanic. That's what y'all are, bro. You guys are the blacks of the Hispanic community. You and Dominican.
Dog, this dude is such a hateable person, bro. It's so hard to like an individual like Myron, dog. You're not even safe from ICE, bro. I'ma just call a spade, dog. You know, they giving ICE the basically open season license for them to just discriminate and pull people over based on their appearance. With that being said, who's to say you don't look like you could possibly be of the Afro-Latino descent? Right? Who's to say you don't look like an immigrant to these people who work for ICE? So what I'm trying to say is this, man. You talking all of this shit about a group of people when if push come to shove, you're going to be boxed in with this group of people if shit really hit the fan, because no one is going to look at you and say, hey, he's Anglo-Saxon Christian. No one is going to assume that, man. They're going to be like, all right, you take your ass over there with the coloreds, bro. Straight up. But the thing is, you're creating such a hostile environment for yourself because you don't know how to stop talking crazy that you're not going to be accepted by no one. I promise you that if shit was to ever hit the fan, you don't have an ally, bro. Like it is what it is. You can't go over there because they're not going to accept you, and we're not going to accept you because of all of the fucked up things you've said about us in the past and present. So yeah, you hit, bro. You hit. It's hard to feel sorry for someone like Myron, dog, when his day comes.
Dominicans, bro. You're Spanish up. Nobody understands you. Cubans are a close second. Dominicans and Puerto Ricans are like this. And then Cubans are like a close second.
Who taught him all of this hatred? For real. Like, who taught him this?
And we're going to be honest. So agree with me in the chat. I'm telling you, bro,
Dude's
do I not
idiot.
spit facts or what? No, the Puerto Rican flag is not the same as the Texas flag because Puerto Rico is a territory. It's not a state. They're not even really fully... we should take away their American citizenship, if I'm going to be honest, bro. That island
Who
is
is we, bro? They don't even consider you American, dog. You're a birthright citizen, most likely. They don't even consider you American. We've seen countless examples of people telling people that look like you or similar to you that, hey, man, you're not one of us. And why can't you get that through your thick skull? You're fighting too hard. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic. Fighting hard to be a white supremacist when you're not even white. It's ridiculous.
I'm going to be honest, bro. I'm going to be all the way honest. A lot of these Puerto Rican criminals, they don't want to learn English. You know, their island back, bro. They want sovereignty anyway. Let them have their island back. Puerto Rico sucks. I know I'm gonna have a bunch of Puerto Ricans getting mad at me crying. I told you guys nobody is safe, bro. Okay? I told you guys I'm an open racist towards everybody. Nobody's safe. These Puerto Ricans are useless too, bro. Why do you guys think the Northeast is simple? All right? Mexicans work hard. Puerto Ricans don't. Neither do Dominicans. They're all drug dealers. From all the way million. And this is coming from somebody from the Northeast.
Yo, this dude just basically told an entire group of people that they're all drug dealers. He told Dominicans that. He told Puerto Ricans that. Yeah, man, this guy, the tap dancing never stops with him. And the people he's trying to entertain don't respect him. It's hard to respect someone like him.
By the way, okay? I grew up in Connecticut. None but Puerto Ricans over there. Central Connecticut. Good. Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, Maryland, D.C. Ain't no Puerto Ricans in Vermont and New Hampshire shit. But New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, like Providence, for example, bro, straight Puerto Ricans, bro, all crooks. They're all drug dealers. And the thing is that they can smuggle the drugs in because Puerto Rico's territory, man. But yeah, bro, at least Mexicans work hard, bro. Mexicans are drug dealers super hard. And there's no middle ground with Mexicans. They either work hard, right, or they're drug dealers. The middle ground. Puerto Ricans, easy. Abuse welfare.
Now, he lives in Miami. And he's saying...
Dog, you gonna get hurt, dog. And listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I don't wish it on nobody, but if it happens, bro, you gonna be one of them people that everybody laughs at. And they better not try to give you a holiday.
Things about Cubans. He's saying things about Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. Now, anybody say everything about black Americans and they get away with it. They get away with it all the time. And I've been calling this stuff out. Like, yo, how long are we going to continue to let these dudes keep disrespecting us and getting away with it? Saying very disparaging things about us and our communities. I've been calling this stuff out. At what point do legislators, lawmakers, somebody step in, right, and protect our image? This is purely hate speech, right? Now, this is the thing. I want to see, because with the other groups down there in Miami, let's see if he continues to talk about Dominicans and Cubans and Puerto Ricans, as long as because they're not going to allow him to do that without it being something, right? Like, they always like to, and stay with me, they like to always call us violent and crazy and everything. But when groups talk about us, they go home, right? When Kirk was unalived over there in Utah, that was on the W campus. And had he been going to black colleges, he'd be still alive, right? So they like to call us violent and everything. But other groups can talk about us. They still get to live, right? They still get to live. The thing is, the Latinos ain't off the hook.
And don't forget to mention, if you speak out on the injustices of black people, you may be assassinated, because think about all of the Negro leaders, man, the African-American leaders of the past. How many of them was assassinated by the government? How many white leaders were assassinated by the government? Think about that. So if you even talk proof, if you even say things that say, hey, man, listen, leave my people alone. All we want to do is live the American dream. We want to be able to afford a house, be able to take care of our kids without our neighborhoods being over policed. If you get out there and build a strong platform based on that, it's a strong possibility that they will take you out. That is crazy if you think about that. You're not preaching hate. You're not doing anything. You're just trying to call out the bullshit, and there's a strong possibility that a government agency will pull the trigger on you.
Because there was a lot of Latinos for years that agreed with this guy saying about us, right? Saying about us. When they were saying disparaging things about us, not all, but a lot of Latinos agreed with him. Now he calling them the N-words of basically the Latino culture, or whatever, the Hispanic culture. He calling them the N-words of it, right? Black, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, neck and neck, and Cubans is right behind them, right? So like, like I said, this dude is crazy, right? And mind you, this dude he's not an African. He's not a Northern African. He's an Arab. He's an Arab. He's an invader into Africa. That's what he is. That's what his people is. His people are invaders that came in and enslaved Africans. They're not North Africans. He is an Arab, right? That came in from the north, right? So this is the thing. So he already has a preconceived notion about other groups.
That makes a lot of sense. I never thought about that. That makes a lot of sense, because isn't he from Sudan? And if you just Google Sudanese people, he looks nothing like them, or the African ones. So I'm not too educated on his background, his lineage and everything like that, but he definitely does not look like, Northern African. He looks more of, the Arab descent. Makes a lot of sense. And how he gets to the point where he thinks about a whole group of people the way he thinks about them. That makes a lot of sense.
That's just how he operates. But Puerto Ricans, they started to comment on this. Some of them was saying this.
So y'all know Myron Gaines lives in Miami-Dade County, right? Did y'all see that video where he talked about Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and Cubans? Look it up. Just remember that. Every time you see him at a club, every time you see him at an event, every time you see him anywhere, just remember that he thinks low of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and Cubans. He says that we're lazy, that we are all on food stamps. Not to say anything wrong with that, but the way he's portraying it as if it is wrong. And he says that we're all, and we're not all on food stamps, but he's making it seem like we are. And what else did he say? Oh, and that our Spanish is unintelligible. And of course he's sprinkling anti-blackness into that, because why does our Spanish sound the way that it sounds? And also, he was being anti-black in his statement. So for all of you red pillars that are part of those communities, that are part of those intersections, yeah, Myron Gaines thinks that you're lazy and that your language is unintelligible.
I want you guys to understand something, having a Cuban mother. The stuff that Myron is saying is commonplace to what a lot of Spaniards often say about Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, right? Now, the white Puerto Ricans a lot of times will say this about Dominicans, especially Cubans that look like me, right? Cubans that were dark, right? They would make...
You find that in any country where they had a caste system, bro. Literally. Mexico, if you're more white passing, you can go further in life. Same with Puerto Rican, same with Dominican. The lighter you are, the righter you are. It's the caste system that the colonizers placed upon them. And it still holds strong to this day.
These kind of statements, right? They're the N-words of this community, and their language is more African, and they talk like that, right? So I know all those talking points, but this is the thing. This is the thing. A lot of you Latinos are the cause of this, because when us FBAs was calling you out, you guys were siding with them. You guys was identifying and wanting to be white folks. You guys was trying to be over there with them. Now, not everybody, but I was saying like, yo, they're not our friends. They're not. Listen, I know this. I know what my father went through, right, and had to go through, and all those, and raising us and everything. No, bro, a lot of y'all haven't been allies to us or been our friends. Some, yeah, but a lot, no. It's like a 60-40 split, right? So now when he made these statements, y'all upset, but y'all created this because there hasn't been like a real black and brown coalition. Now maybe in Philadelphia where I'm at, blacks and Puerto Ricans get along great. They like brothers. But outside of Philadelphia, it's not the same. It's not the same everywhere. Everybody ain't rocking like that, right? So I got to call it for what it is. You guys are getting what you asked for. Y'all was supporting Trump and was riding with Trump. So now when you get over there, now they being disrespectful towards you.
Hey, I want to touch on that too, though. A lot of Latinos are coming back to the Democratic side because of all of the broken promises in the landscape of America right now. You will see that in a lot of the recent elections that they heavily sway towards Democrats this time around, meaning they are upset and they are unsatisfied with the progress or lack of progress that Republican parties have promised them. So yeah, they coming back in droves right now, bro. And people are looking at them like, hey, I told you so. We told you. But you got to touch the stove sometimes to realize it's hot.
And now you act like you don't understand, right? Now you act like you don't understand, right? But Myron wasn't finished. Check it out.
Sorry, Puerto Rican, you beanbag, man. These rice and bean beer talk, man. I'm cooking in a suit, man. How does it feel to know that you ain't getting a T check? Juan? Huh? How does that feel, Puerto Rican? Guaranteed, bro. The dumbass flag with the little star, with the one star. I'm proud of my country. You ain't even got a country. American. American. You guys got American passports. Want to talk about national pride? Oh, Puerto Rican, Boricua. Your country is the Bronx, but you're American. Half y'all can't even speak English. Nothing about you. Why do you guys drive Hondas, 2002 Hondas, and you put like new engines in it? How do y'all, you put the rims on the car, and you put a new engine, but it's worth more than the car? Why do I a 1997 Supra? Why do you guys all this perfectly? It's like I made jokes about them for their music sucking. Like, bro, and it's the same beat every time. Doom, 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 doom. Bro, I grew up in New Britain, Connecticut, man. You know how annoying it is to listen to Yankee 17 hours a day? Like, bro, never get tired. Doom, 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 doom.
So what type of music do you like, Myron? What are you listening to? Are you listening to Taylor Swift all day long? What are you listening to, bro? Are you listening to I don't know, Linkin Park? What are you listening to, sir? Falling in Reverse? What are you listening to? Dude's an idiot, bro. And when somebody do you something, bro, I promise there's gonna be way more people happy than sad about it.
Worse than Texas. Like, you guys ever met like a person from Texas? Oh yeah. Oh, great state of Texas. We don't need America. That's what Puerto Ricans are like. But like more, you guys are like somewhat Mexican, really. He does, man. Puerto Rico. It's like, yo, so proud of a nation when y'all ain't a nation. What are you talking about, bro? We want independence.
Denied.
Our territory now. Use work for me now.
Denied.
Italians out of here, man. That's why y'all get into the worst borough in America, worst borough in New York City. Want to set me to talk about, oh yeah, come see me in New York City. For what? All a bunch of time, man. Beanbag, rice and beers. Hey, bro, come to New Jersey. Hey, yo, I'm in New York City. Come find me. Am I gonna go to New York City? You want me to meet you? Infested EBT. Bro, you need to focus on getting some food. Government shutdown is here. Why are you worried about me? Huh?
And he only talks about people of color, right? Black people in this. What about all of the millions of people who probably subscribe to you who are on EBT, who didn't get their food stamps in October and November? Like, what about those people, bro? The millions and millions of them. You'll never speak on them because that's your core audience. And if he feels so comfortable talking about this type of shit, then we know his core audience shares the same thought process as him, which proves to a bigger problem that, like, the systemic racism, the hatred that him and his cult-like following has for black people is weird as hell, dog. Like, what is his goal? What's his mission? Like, what is he doing when he wakes up in the morning and he tells himself, I'm gonna turn this camera on, or I'm gonna go to this school, I'm gonna go to that school? What is he trying to accomplish? It just seems like he's just trying to spread the hate. And then when people make videos talking about him, they're like, nah, y'all just playing victim, this, that, and the third. I'm like, come on, nah, it's not playing victim. This dude goes out of his way to talk disparagingly about black people.
You need to focus on mad at me and how your music sucks. Meanwhile, we get Captain Crunch. We got this.
Let me say this to the FBA family, right? We need to stay focused, stay diligent, and understand what we up against and what we need to do. It's obvious that Myron is doing this because he knows he can do it. Myron is doing this because he knows he has the backing of a lot of a W America that agrees with what he's saying. Because if they didn't, he wouldn't be saying it. He has people behind him champion him on to say the things that he's saying. Now, as foundational black Americans, we tried to warn everybody. We opened up our arms and tried to love on everybody and say, yo, listen, man, they ain't your friends. Don't be over there with them, man. Listen, be cool, man. Be cool. Like, stop rolling over there with them. But no, y'all wanted to be accepted as W folks. You guys didn't want to be accepted with us. And even notice, he said he called the Bronx the worst borough in New York City where the majority of Latinos live. That's what he called that. Not where the blacks live at. He talking about y'all. And he calling y'all the N-words, man, like this stuff. But I've been through this. We've been through this. I understand. Man, listen, like I said, and Dominicans like to say, I ain't no black. And they don't like to be called black because the way that they're treated in Dominican Republic, the darker ones, and Puerto Ricans, a lot of Puerto Ricans historically was always racist against Dominicans because they were dark. They were dark, right? So they didn't want to identify. Cubans were like the only ones that identify really with their blackness and practice that the traditions and customs like that. The other groups, for the most part, didn't. Well, if you went to like Louisa and Puerto Rico, but for the most part, no. So
yeah, Louisa has a highly concentrated of heavily melanated black people in Louisa, Puerto Rico. I've read about that place.
While we tried to help and love on everybody, we got crapped on. Y'all was talking trash. And then as soon as ICE come through and start kicking y'all out, now y'all was calling us for help. And then saying, well, why can't blacks be deported? So now, like, they just piling on y'all. And I don't like to see it happen, but it is what it is, right? I'm not somebody that's just going to celebrate people being harmed or you know, bad things happening. But you asked for this. You asked for this. And you thumbed your nose up at us for many years in this country. So again, like it is what it is. I'm a YouTuber. I have to report on what's being said. I don't agree with what he said. I think that it's hate speech. But I'm just saying, you Latinos, y'all gonna have to learn from this, man. Because y'all thought y'all arrived. You thought that you was an honorary W person, and you're not. You're not. I'm a black man. I've always been a black man. I'm my father's son. Yeah, my mom is from that community as well, but I'm not from that community. I'm foundational black Americans. My family is right here, right? My daddy picture is right there on the wall, right? Our family is in Florida. Our family's in Florida. Our family is in Georgia and Virginia, right here on the land. I did my videos on my family's lands. Where are yours, right? I did my videos on my family's land. I need to see some of y'all do y'all videos on the family land. Like let's show where we come from, right? But I'm gonna cut this video short here. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like.
Yeah, man, that's interesting, bro, because my people come from Mississippi and Louisiana, right? We run deep all throughout America, though, like especially in the Midwest to Chicago, because y'all know the Great Migration and all of that stuff. But my family can be traced back to Mississippi and Louisiana going back 200-300 years, dog. I done told y'all that before, dog, so it's like we've been here. This ain't nothing new to us. This is what it is. We are Americans, so we ain't finna make me feel like no second class citizen in the country that my people helped build for free. No, didn't get paid for it. You get what I'm saying? We not doing that. But man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Hit that sub button, man. Let's get to 10K.